Well, at this point, I'm sure you've heard of ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT is the artificial intelligence bot ChatGPT coming for your job.
So yeah guys, as you just saw, maybe a ChatGPT is actually gonna take over my job. Well, it's technically not really YouTube, not really my job, but as I am a teacher, so maybe someday AI will be teaching our kids instead of actually us, minimizing all the faults that humans can do, right? And just make everybody a robot, who knows? But also, I thought it would be funny to make this video towards Trove to see like how much can Trove actually or how much can GPT actually make like a Trove video, and would it just be a lot better than what I could? Probably, who knows? At least there would be not as many pauses or mistakes and so forth. So, but I thought it would be funny to make some questions for GPT and actually figure out what it knows about Trove, because Trove is also a minor game. And maybe it doesn't know as much. Also that it's not completely up to date, so it's a few things it might not know, because it's all from like 2021 or something like that, September I think. That's where it's so far has gathered information. I'm not 100% sure of that, but this is what I heard. But I thought it would be cool to see what it knows about Trove, and maybe it'll be more informational than actually what I would know about Trove. Probably not, but it'd be kind of cool to actually kind of do that. And maybe in the future, it's just a lot easier to Google, instead of Googling, actually ask questions here, because it'd also be more efficient, I guess, and so. But we're gonna ask some questions, see what it comes up with as well, and we'll see what happens. So let's jump into the first question. So yeah, the first question would be, I've written them down already, so I'm just gonna copy paste it in right here, so I don't make any mistakes, because I'm not the best at typing, so I just don't want to make any mistakes in the video as well. If you can see right down here, I did type what is the video game Trove, because I tried to test it out and I said what is Trove, and it kind of gave me some sort of weird answer. I don't know what it was, but it was nothing to do with Trove, and so I think it's much better with the video game. I actually haven't tried this either, so I'm hoping that this will be fun enough. So let's see what it does say about this. So what is the video game Trove? So let's see what it comes up with.
Online role-playing game developed and published by Trion Worlds. The game was first released in 2015 for Microsoft Windows and later on for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Trove takes place in a universe made up of different realms, each with its own unique biomes, creatures, and resources. Players can choose from several classes and embark on quests, battle enemies, and explore the open world of Trove. The game's art style is voxel-based, giving it a distinct look similar to Minecraft. One of the unique features of Trove is the ability for players to build and customize their own worlds using a system called the Cornerstone. The Cornerstone is a personal plot of land that players can place anywhere in the game world and use as a base of operations. Players can decorate their Cornerstone with various items and structures, making it a reflection of their personality and playstyle. In addition to exploring and building, Trove also features a robust crafting system that allows players to create their own weapons, armor, and other items. Players can also trade items with each other, join guilds, and participate in events and challenges. Trove is free to play, but it also offers optional in-game purchases for players who want to speed up their progress or acquire rare items.
All right, so massive multiplayer online role-playing game. So it does say it's an MMO. It doesn't say that it's a voxel adventure, but I guess that's also more of a niche. But I usually say it's a voxel adventure. It just sounds a little bit. But I think also say it's kind of like an MMO, right? 2015, that's correct. Also, Trion World published it. That was very hard to say. Now, of course, it's Gamigo. But that's. They could have put in there that's now it's run by Gamigo, but I don't know. For PlayStation 4 and then Xbox One, that's true. Now we're also on Switch, of course. And it says like unique biomes, creatures, resources, choose several classes, embark on that. Oh, it does say the game's art style is voxel based, so that's very similar to Minecraft. That is very true. I don't know why it puts in like the cornerstone here, I don't know what the point is with the cornerstone. It is very kind of unique, but it's just player housing, which is in many games again. So I don't really know what it would be. I think the most featured place, or the most important thing, is basically not only the exploring, but the free to play, but also optional in-game purchases. Player who wants to speed up their process and acquire rare items. I think that's that's a golden ticket, I think, for Trove. Like, speed up the process. Like, it is quite pay to win in some aspects. We've covered this many times, but I like the progress. I like the pay to progress faster. I like that method instead, saying it's pay to win, because I don't really think you win in Trove. It's like no winning in an MMO per se. So yeah, but yeah, I do think it's funny that they call joint guilds, it's called clubs, but okay. But yeah, we can, you can join club, clubs, guilds, whatever you call it, but I would call it clans instead. So of course you can also go in here and you can fix diff if it says something different, but I'm not here trying to let ChatGPT actually learn a whole bunch of stuff. I'll do that for you guys instead. So yeah, that was the first one. I think it's pretty okay with how it turned out. If it could have maybe been a little bit better, but I think it's very generally quite cool. But the cornerstone, yeah, I don't think it was super important for what it basically is. I think again, the first and the last part was the most important one as well. But let's go ahead and ask ChatGPT another question. All right, so the next question I would like to ask the chat is, of course, right down here. I'm gonna paste it in. What are the 5 most important tips for playing the video game Trove? Again, I put in the video game Trove just to make sure that it knows that I'm still talking about the video game Trove. It might understand it already when you put it in like this, but I would like to know what the 5 most important tips for playing Trove is. I think I have an idea, but I would like to see. It can be many things. It's very up to whatever personal goals you have, but I would say the most important one. So let's see what it can get out of that. So let's ask the bot what that is.
Sure. Here are 5 important tips for playing Trove. Choose a class that suits your playstyle. Trove offers a variety of classes, each with its own unique abilities and playstyles. Consider trying out a few classes to see which one feels the most comfortable for you. Whether you prefer melee combat or ranged attacks, there is a class that will suit your playstyle. Focus on leveling up in Trove. Leveling up is crucial to unlocking new content, skills, and abilities. Make sure to complete quests, defeat enemies, and explore new areas to gain experience points and level up. Build a cornerstone that suits your needs. The cornerstone is your personal plot of land in Trove. You can build and customize it to suit your needs, so make sure to prioritize the structures and items that will be most useful to you. You can also use your cornerstone as a base of operations while exploring the game world. Participate in events and challenges. Trove regularly offers events and challenges that can provide valuable rewards, such as rare items and experience points. Keep an eye out for these opportunities and participate in as many as you can. Join a guild. Joining a guild can provide a sense of community and support while playing Trove. Guilds can also offer access to exclusive content and rewards, as well as opportunities for group play and cooperation. Consider joining a guild that aligns with your playstyle and interests.
All right, so here we got 5 tips, and I can say right off the bat, I would say that 5 or 4 out of 5 is actually pretty awesome. You might guess which one I don't think is very important. Not the most important tip, at least, but and I can guess drum roll. Yes, it's number 3. Number 3 is the one. Building your cornerstone is not really prioritizing your time pretty awesome. It's like building your cornerstone or your club world is something you can do when basically you have nothing else to do in Trove. But if that's what you feel like is most important to you, of course that's something you could do. But if we're talking about like playing Trove, I would say first of all, choosing this. I think this the number 1 is just like brilliant. Is that there's so many classes out there. You should suit one that fits your playstyle and not go by a tier list or anything like that. I used to do a lot of tier listing like before and stuff like that, mostly because they were doing really well and would also like to help people. But with the meta change we got like about a year and a half ago or so, I think it's actually a year now from now. Maybe it's still a year and a half. Doesn't matter. The point is, they basically clumped every class together, so they're more or less the same. Some you just have more of a boring kit. We're talking here about the Knight class, of course. We could also talk about which is the strongest class, I guess. That could also be a question we could ask. Not something I wrote down, but just something I got on top of my head. Maybe you can ask the bot that if you feel like you want to do so. But I would say that, again, consider trying out a few classes and which ones feels more comfortable, so you don't go by a tier list, because again, every class can do all the content there is. It's just all about the numbers, and some of them just have, every class basically have the same damage, sort of. They're at least on par. I know there is the Ice Age, the Shadow Hunter and stuff like that are on the top of the list and stuff like that, but you can go in with a Knight. Like the Knight just have a kind of a boring toolkit, or not toolkit, but skill kit. That's what it really is. So yeah, I think that's just the whole thing about it. So yeah, let's move on to number 2, because that's something I always tell people is like they don't know what to do or how do you gonna unlock stuff. Always level up. Level up is the most important thing because it unlocks your gem slots, it unlocks your different classes, it gives you mastery for leveling up. It's mastery you can actually control. Basically you can work towards it. There's a lot of stuff that gives you mastery in Trove, but there's much of it as well. I would say about 50%, 50%, I guess. 50% is something that is super random, like RNG is just out the wazoo, and then you got 50% of the mastery you can obtain. This is just like totally guessing what number it is. It's not like you can say, oh yeah, well who said it was 50-50, so it, I can only get to half of it. No, but there is a lot of stuff that is like random, and there's also a lot of stuff. It also says that on the number 4 one, by participating in events and stuff like that. So there's some like you get a lot of mastery out of a full year in Trove, like participating in all the events that is going on, which I of course make guides for every single time. Some more needed than others, but I just mostly I also do it because people should they should also be reminded there's an event going on, because you might be playing other games and then you see my video because you may be subscribed and you say, hey, oh cool, hey, he actually there's an event going on. I don't need the guide, but I thank you for the reminder, right? That's kind of what it is all about. But leveling up, it just unlocks so many things, and there's just, like I said, there's stuff you can work towards, like where when you level up, you are going to get a certain amount of mastery, and maybe you want to farm some sort of random mount. That's all in the RNG, and you never know when you are going to do that. And again, participating in events and challenges. Challenges that works toward dragons, but also events. I think the events are more important because you can always work on the challenges. The events only comes once a month. We got that 14 days of events going on every single month. We just had the Cubesly, St. Cubesly, events going on. And then of course the last thing is to join a guild. There is the Club Wahoo. You can join that one in description if you want to. But joining one, there's different ones. Some have requirements for you to have a certain amount of power rank or a certain amount of mastery and stuff like that, mastery level. Ours do not. It's just a friendly join guild. So I guess that's what I like to see down here, is that consider joining a guild that aligns with your playstyle and interest. Sure, 100% like that, but also consider joining ones that is gonna get you where you want to go next, right? Because there's a benefit from that, but we don't have all the benefits. So I always say this is a starting club, and I always recommend people moving on from our club into, well, you have room for 5 clubs, so you don't have to leave ours to join another one. But you should be looking for one when you can reach the other ones. You should be joining those as well. So that's 5 tips. The third one, again, Cornerstone. Not really necessary to deck it out or make it like amazing. You just have to have it, so you can build and do the things you want to do in that one. So definitely not number 3 on this list. Maybe it would be number 5 if it was like we go from 1 to 5, right? That's kind of it. But that was the 5 tips question. Let's move on to another question. All right, now we got ourselves another question. So I'm gonna go ahead and type it in here. What are the best ways to gain power rank in the video game in Trove? Yeah, I'm probably not going to say video game every single time, but I'm just going to say, what is the best way to gain power rank in the game? I also have a follow-up question, which is about mastery. So we're going to go pretty quickly, starting it up here, and we'll see what the answer is going to be for getting power rank in Trove. So power rank, yes, let's go.
Of the game and participate in higher level content. Here are some of the best ways to gain power rank in Trove. Level up your character. Leveling up your character is one of the most straightforward ways to gain power rank. As you level up, you'll gain access to new abilities and equipment that can increase your power rank. Upgrade your gear. Upgrading your gear is another effective way to increase your power rank. As you acquire new gear, make sure to use resources to upgrade it to higher levels. This can increase its stats and give you a significant boost in power rank. Obtain gems. Gems are powerful items that can significantly increase your power rank. You can obtain gems by completing gem boxes or by purchasing them from the in-game marketplace. Make sure to equip the best gems you can find to maximize your power rank. Participate in Shadow Tower. Shadow Tower is a high-level dungeon that can provide valuable rewards, including Shadow Shards, Lunar Souls, and Titan Souls. These can be used to craft powerful gear and increase your power rank. Complete quests and achievements. Quests and achievements can provide valuable rewards, including experience points, gear, and items that can increase your power rank. Join a club. Clubs offer players access to unique features like club worlds and structures, as well as experience bonuses, and bonuses to magic find and power rank. Joining an active club and participating in club activities can help you gain power rank faster. By focusing on these strategies, you can quickly increase your power rank in Trove and gain access to new areas.
All right. Okay, so Yes, so first of all, it does say PR, so that's cool. You know, it knows that players progress and can, that's again, a mastery. Maybe it's gonna say the same thing about that one, but a high level content has the best way to gain power rank in Trove. So first of all, the first one is on the money. Level up your characters, because it unlocks, you know, your gem slots, and that those can be equipped with more gems. And I've said this a million times, it's also the most straightforward one method. It's also something you can control. It's just amazing. Level up your characters. Especially also use my XP guide, you know, that's gonna boost your experience, you know, how you're gonna do that, because there's methods to go even faster with that. Upgrading your gear is another efficient way, it says, to increase your, that's very true, but it's not very good to focus too much on it after you hit like 5,000 power rank and stuff like that, because especially after 10,000 power rank, you should not be focusing on your upgrading your gear. That's something that's kind of going on sideways, on the side basically. You want to upgrade your gems. Your gems are going to give you so much more power rank than your gear is going to do. But it's okay to power up your gear, for example, shadow items to shadow 5 and stuff like that. It's okay to use your flux on that to obtain that. It's all about getting to that 10k power rank, and then you can get into getting your stellar gems, and then you can convert those into crystal ones, or just move them to another class, and then have your crystal gems powered up and so forth and so forth. Then it also says here, right here, gems are powerful items. Increase your power significantly. Yes, increase your you can obtain gems by completing gem boxes. Okay, I don't know what it means by completing, or purchase them from the in-game marketplace. That is not true. You cannot buy gems from the in-game marketplace. That's not true at all. Make sure to equip the best gems you can find, maximize your character. That's of course yes, but it's very straightforward which the best gems are. They don't have to be perfect, but you can make them perfect. But it's not true, you cannot buy them off the marketplace. So that's actually the very first one. I think it's like significantly not bad, but it's actually very bad advice, but it's also very untrue. You cannot purchase in-game from the marketplace. There is ways of getting like empowered gem boxes and stuff like that if you pay real money and stuff like that, sure, but it doesn't say empowered gem boxes. It just say gems, you know, it's just gem boxes. So you can obtain, you know, empowered ones also through different bundles and stuff like that, sure, but you cannot buy directly gem boxes, which you have to farm outside, and you cannot put them on the marketplace either. And just say marketplace, which is of course the marketplace is where we that's the auction house, if you can say it like that, but it's not. It's called. It's in the shop basically, in the real money shop. That's where you can buy your empowered ones if you want to. But I would not recommend doing it, because you will be surely sad that you did so when you get further on. Again, if you want to go further, you can do so as well. Oh, and here we got another one. I didn't actually see this one. Participate in shadow towers. Participating in shadow towers, and of course. This is not wrong at all. This is just being old, the bot being old in 2021. The Shadow Towers was a thing. So yeah, that's where you got your Shadow Shards, Lunar Souls, Titan Souls, as of course in the Delves now. So it is a very good, very amazing tip for getting more power rank, but of course it's not true because they changed it as well. Completing quest achievements, that's really good as well. That's your quest that they're called quests now. Those are really nice as well. So there's not really much to say about number 4. Then it's just the same thing. Just replace Shadow Tower with Delve instead. But quest, it's called completing quests. But it wasn't called quest. It was called expertise. I guess they called expertise quests, and now they just called quests, but these are basically what takes you through the game and introduces you to everything. Like you have the tutorial, but then you have all these quests that takes you through different things as well, which is really nice. For example, also fishing and stuff like that, which we got recently, right? And then of course joining a club, we talked about that before, and they can help you in the activities and power up faster, and you also get some bonuses, not to power rank, but to just to power, you know, get 15%, for example. We have that as well, 15% magic damage and 15% physical damage as well. We have one of those. So just by having our club as your primary club, many clubs has it, but let's just that we are the only club in the world, you'll get that 15% to each of that, just for that, just having that as your your main club, right? And you are gonna have that extra one as well. So let's really quickly move on to mastery. So let me copy the question, and I'll see you guys in just a little bit. All right, so we are going to put it in right there, and we're gonna hit it quickly and see what it is, because gaining mastery. To gain a mastery now we're going to talk about mastery.
Overall progress and achievements in Trove. It is determined by the total number of levels earned across all classes, as well as other accomplishments such as completing achievements and collecting mounts, pets, and styles. Here are some of the best ways to gain mastery in Trove. Level up all classes. Leveling up all of the available classes is a surefire way to gain mastery in Trove. Each class you level up adds to your mastery level, so try to level up each class to the maximum level of 30. Collect mounts and pets. Mounts and pets can provide a significant boost to your mastery level, and they can also provide valuable bonuses and abilities. Try to collect as many mounts and pets as you can, and make sure to use them to increase your mastery level. Collect styles. Styles are cosmetic items that can be collected by opening treasure chests or completing achievements. Each new style you collect adds to your mastery level, so try to collect as many styles as possible. Complete achievements. Achievements are specific goals that can provide valuable rewards and increase your mastery level. Make sure to check the achievements menu regularly and complete as many achievements as possible. Craft badges. Badges are crafting materials that can be used to create powerful equipment and increase your mastery level. Try to collect as many badges as possible and use them to craft new gear and increase your mastery level. Participate in events and challenges. Events and challenges can provide valuable rewards and increase your mastery level. Make sure to participate in as many events and challenges as possible to gain mastery points. By focusing on these strategies, you can quickly increase your mastery level in Trove and unlock new rewards and bonuses.
So yes, ensure overall progress. That is very true. Achievements as well, I guess that's very, but here are some best ways. The first one is, again, leveling up your classes. That's something we talked about before. Collecting mounts and pets is just like collect as many mounts and pets as you can. That's very true, but there's some of them that's very hard to come by. So it's like, it doesn't really provide you any information on like what should you be focusing on. I guess we could make that sort of question, but yeah, mounts and stuff like pets, that's just what it is. Of course, you should get as many as you can, whatever you feel like you want to. Of course, it's like kind of like a Pokemon game, I guess. You have to catch them all, right? And then collect styles. That's a very good one. I don't really talk about much about the styles, but yeah, there's a lot of the zone, the biome styles and stuff like that. There's some mastery that's to gain in that one as well. So yeah. Again, get all as many as possible, but you can't get all of them. Styles are pretty easy to come by. Then complete achievements. I think that's the same thing about like under what, right, you got right here, badges. I would assume that's kind of the same thing, but it says craft badges. You don't really craft the badges, you just work towards them, and there is some mastery in that. But I wouldn't say like for that's more of a long-term mastery, I would say. Like some of them does take quite a long time, some doesn't take as long, and yeah. So I wouldn't really talk too much about these. Again, I would just go with the level up the classes and doing the styles, and then in the progress get some mounts here and there, and then of course events and challenges. Again, I don't know why it says challenges. I really don't need the challenges. If they talk about the challenges for getting dragons, great. Dragons is also a great way of getting mastery and power, but you really don't know when you are going to get those dragons. Like you can work towards them, yes, but you don't know how many, it's gonna, take for you to get those. Of course, you can calculate it with like how many times you do the challenges and stuff like that, but you do get some boxes, right? Those contain various dragon coins, so sometimes you'll be surprised you actually get them before you actually thought you were gonna get them. But of course, participating in events, I feel like if you really play Trove, you should give it a full year, because you want to participate in every single event, and there's always some new stuff that comes in the event, but also all the old stuff, so people can obtain that again. That's new players and wants to gain that. I don't want to dwell too much on the mastery. I don't want to make the video too long. I do have a bunch of questions still. I feel like it's pretty awesome to talk about as well. So we are going to move on to the very next question, which is not going to be about mastery or power rank. All right, we got another question for the bot, or for the chat, I guess, for the AI, and it is, what do you define success as in Trove? So let's see if it can, tell us what
success
that
in Trove
is.
can be defined in a variety of ways, depending on the player's goals and preferences. Here are some common ways that players might define success in Trove. Reaching a high power rank. Power rank is an important measure of a player's progress and strength in Trove. Many players consider reaching a high power rank to be a significant achievement and a sign of success. Collecting rare items. Trove offers a wide variety of rare and unique items, including mounts, pets, styles, and gear. Many players consider collecting these rare items to be a major goal and a sign of success. Completing difficult challenges. Trove offers a range of difficult challenges, including Shadow Tower, Delve, and other high-level content. Many players consider completing these challenges to be a sign of skill and success. Building impressive creations. Trove's building system allows players to create and customize their own cornerstones and club worlds. Many players take pride in building impressive and creative structures and consider this to be a sign of success. Making making meaningful connections with other players. Trove is a social game, and many players value the friendships and connections they make with other players. Building a strong community and making lasting friendships can be considered a sign of success in Trove. Ultimately, success in Trove is subjective and can be defined in a variety of ways. Players should focus on setting goals that are meaningful.
Alright, so here we got it. So it's defined, the very first one is, I'm very surprised when you look at over these, it actually doesn't talk about mastery. You know, one of the success people usually say for Trove is that you are max mastery. I don't feel like it is like that. I feel like you are at the mastery you want to be and you want to spend your money on, you know, as well. So I don't feel like you can define that as success. So I'm happy that it doesn't put it in here. Reaching high power rank. It doesn't say the highest power rank, but high power rank. I'm not max power rank, but I'm max power rank on my Draculite. For what I have of mastery. Of course, if I was to get max power rank, I need to get max mastery as well, and then I have to keep it up as well. So whenever they put out a new pack or something like that, I have to keep up with that if I want to be max power rank. So just put that, keep that in mind when you talk about it. But I do like that it says reach high power rank, and that could be the highest you can reach at the you know, maxing out your gems, maxing out your gear and stuff like that. That could be a goal, and I feel like that is very much a success to make that one class you have that you like the most to be the very best as it can. Collecting rare items, sure, but that's also something to do with, like, that's always something you do all the time. Rare items, that's really a personal thing if that would be something like that. Completing different challenges, that for example, it says against Shadow Towers, that would be, oh, that does say delve. Wow. Okay, it actually says delve right there. Okay. Then I have no idea why it didn't say that. Maybe I remember wrong when delve came out, but I'm pretty sure it was after 2021, or was it? Maybe it was actually older. Maybe delve is actually older than that, but I don't understand why I put it in there. But you shouldn't really compete about the Shadow Towers. But there's not really other high-level content. Well, U11, but no, really. It's all about the delve if you want to compete with, like, you know, something like that, sign of skill and stuff like that. But I do want to say the fourth one, number 4 right here. I think 4 is absolutely amazing. I think that goes hand in hand with number 5, is that you connect with other people. Hey, goes very well for our Discord, for our, you know, the YouTube channel here and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely impressive builds. People make something amazing stuff. Like, I've seen people make like huge dragons that fly in the air and stuff like that. I'm like, how did you ever put all these blocks in? Like, it seems like it's like you told an AI to make you a huge dragon and put it in Trove. Like, I feel like it's like, I remember way back when I played Minecraft, you had that world edit thing. So if you saw somebody that had like a cool building or something like that, you could copy it and put it in your own world. And I feel like that's what people are doing. Of course, you cannot do that in Trove, but I feel like it's so impressive to me. Like, I can't believe that people are so good at it. It's absolutely insane how they are, because it's not like you could go into an edited mode. Well, you can go into build mode, right? But I feel you can't even use like a Ganda or anything. Like, you have to be in the air, you have to use scaffolding if you want to do so, or other blocks and stuff like that. It's just crazy to me how people just decorate their you know, club worlds. It's absolutely insane. I can't believe how amazing it is. And also the friendship is connections I've made through the game. Maybe you've made it so as well, or Discord you're part of and stuff like that. That's very, of course, very important. So I really feel like the last one here is like the most important one, but it's not something you can just like do yourself, if that makes any sense. Well, you do have to use you to get to the other ones, right? But it, you know, it's not always they can make those meaningful connections. I have made some, and I'm very, very happy for those that I have made, the friendships and connections I've made through the game and the YouTube channel and the streaming and such. So yeah, I think that it's very much on par. Again, I would say 4 out of 5 of these here is absolutely amazing. The collection of rare items, yeah, it's really very much I guess that's also sort of a mastery question or answer, I guess, as well. But yeah, I love the number 5, absolutely amazing. I would 10 out of 10 for answer number 5. Good, well done, ChatGPT. A little bit, I guess, a little bit generic, but I don't know. But definitely something that is awesome for the game and should be very strong community. It's very, very, very amazing. So let's jump on to the next question. All right, so the next question here, I'm kind of curious on what it's gonna say for this one because it's quite a long question here as well. So I'm playing, playing Trove, and I'm only 1,000 power rank. I don't know if you can see that, but and I can do Prime World Uber 1, but only just. What do I do now? What do I focus more on XP for my class or power rank? So I'm very curious if you can answer this question. I feel like it's kind of a complex, question, and we'll see, if what it can do as well. But we're gonna answer or ask it and see what happens.
At your current power rank of 1000, you have access to Uber 1 Worlds, which is a good start, but you'll likely need to continue to increase your power rank to progress to higher level content. Here are some suggestions on what you can do next. Focus on upgrading your gear. Upgrading your gear is one of the most effective ways to increase your power rank. Make sure to use resources like Flux, Pearls, and Shadow Shards to upgrade your gear to higher levels. Obtain better gems. Gems are powerful items that can significantly increase your power rank. Try to acquire the best gems you can, and make sure to equip them to maximize your power rank. Level up your character. Leveling up your character can provide valuable stats and abilities that can increase your power rank. Focus on gaining XP for your character by completing quests, fighting enemies, and participating in events. Participate in Shadow Tower. Shadow Tower can provide valuable rewards, including Shadow Shards, Lunar Souls, and Titan Souls, which can be used to craft powerful gear and increase your power rank. Join an active club. Joining an active club can provide a range of benefits, including bonuses to magic find and power rank. Participating in club activities can help you gain power rank faster. Ultimately, both XP and power rank are important, but increasing your power rank should be your primary focus at this point. As your power rank increases, you'll be able to access higher.
That was actually a very, very, again, it says with the Shadow Towers again, just swap in Delve for a Shadow Tower, but I think this is actually a very, very good answer. I feel like it's crazy that it can actually just like take out that I'm 1000, like I don't specifically like say, hey, focus on that I'm only 1000 power rank. Again, I'm very impressed with it knowing it's like a current is 1000. You have access to Uber 1 Worlds. It actually knows what Uber Worlds are. I'm thinking that's it, and it actually says, hey, that's a good start. Thank you for encouragement. Increase your power rank and to progress. And it does say that you want to focus on upgrading your gear. We said that around, up to 5,000, maybe even 10,000. Doesn't matter which way you get into 10,000. Like any way, if you can upgrade your stuff with just one more power rank, it's great. Doesn't matter how you did it or you do it. Just get to that 10K for the first one, and then you can start getting more into the min-max of stuff. Just like you basically claw your way through those first ones until you get to that 10K. Obtain better gems. That's of course, level up your characters again. Join an active club. Sure. I would say that's fine. I would more focus on these things if I was that. Joining an active club is great. But I would say this is more important, like you should focus on it. Again, the Shadow Towers would be Delve instead. But it's basically the same thing, right? so that's just it. But yeah, that's a very, very crazy, I would say, answer. I'm very surprised that it knows this. Also because, Trove is more unknown. Maybe it watches my videos. Hey, maybe I am ChatGPT. maybe I'm just sitting here typing really quickly and then getting all the right answers. I don't know, but I'm very surprised of how good it's actually at knowing things about Trove. But yeah, so definitely something like this I would tell people to do. So maybe I'm not completely wrong when I say stuff. That's pretty nice. Next time I'll just say, hey, ChatGPT is right, and so just to get to that one. But we got a few more questions, so let's be a little bit quickly getting into those as well. All right, so we got the next question as well right here. I was thinking about asking about what gems would be the best for the Draculite, but I'm not sure if that would be, testing it too hard. Again, I don't know if it could do that. Maybe we'll actually do that. Maybe we'll actually take the other question. Let me actually get that one, see if it actually does, and if it actually can make an answer for that one. As you can see, we'll do the end game next. So I'll do a little bit quickly this one here. But what is the best gems for Draculite class in Trove? See if it can actually answer that. That's would be kind of crazy to do that. It's a powerful class relying.
Gems to use for the Dracolic class. Martial. The Martial gem increases physical damage, which is crucial for the Dracolic's primary attack. It also provides a bonus to critical critical hit damage, which can further increase your damage output. Pyro Disc. The Pyro Disc gem provides a bonus to critical hit chance and fire damage, making it a great choice for the Dracolyt's fire-based attacks. Arcane. The Arcane gem increases maximum health, making it a great choice for the Dracolyt, who relies heavily on survivability. Vampiric. The Vampiric gem provides a bonus to health regeneration, which can be incredibly helpful for the Dracolyt, who can quickly regenerate health by using his ultimate ability. Berserker. The Berserker gem increases damage as health decreases, making it a good choice for the Dracolyt, who can be a bit of a glass cannon at times. It's important to note that the best gems for the Dracolyt may vary depending on your playstyle and the content you are tackling. Make sure to experiment with different gem combinations to find the setup that works best for you. Additionally, make sure to upgrade your gems as much as possible, as the bonuses they provide will increase as they level up.
Oh no. Oh no. You probably see it on my face, and I was like, ooh, but yeah, no, that's not right at all. First of all, it is a powerful class, heavily relying on physical damage and survivability. Physical damage, that is wrong. That is very, very wrong. That is completely opposite of what it was. It's magic damage. So I'm actually pretty happy that we actually talked about, or actually this one. The martial emblem, I'm not really sure what the martial emblem it means by that. The martial, the only thing that has that name is the emblem. I'm not really sure what it means with that one. Pyro Disc, again, it says Arcane. Arcane is a Pyro Disc is of course movement speed. That's fine for the Draco. You know, that's cool. That doesn't. It provides a critical hit to chance of fire damage. No fire damage. I don't know what the circle it does is fire damage. Might be fire damage, but it's doesn't provide bandit to crit chance or anything like that. I don't know, like, then it says Arcane Gems. The Arcane Gem increase maximum health. That doesn't do anything like that. The Arcane ones do give you magic damage, so that's great. And then it wants to use the Vampiric, which is also really great for that one. Bonus health regen, doesn't really give, it gives Leech. But I guess that's a health regen kind of thing. And then it increased damage as health decreases. Wow, I don't know. Okay, I don't know what that is. Who can be a bit of a glass cannon at times. Dracolyt is not a glass cannon at all. It's one of the most naturally tanky classes there is. But if it takes the Vampiric and the Berserker, you cannot take both of them. So this is absolutely the most wrong answer. So that is kind of crazy that we actually asked about that. That is actually very, very, very crazy, because that is completely wrong. Like, all of it is like, there is the Vampiric is true. You can get that one. You know, you should use that one for the Draco. You can use the Berserker, but that would only be from the light benefit. But you can't have both of them active at the same time. So the one would be for farming, one would be bosses, but you won't be using the attack speed at all. You want to use Arcane Gems because it's magic damage and not physical at all. This gem, I don't know what this gem at all is. Pyro Disc is something you can use because it is short range, and you would use it and you get the movement speed. It'd be nice for farming, and it can still be fine for bosses, but it only works when you defeat things. And if there's no defeating anything, if it's just a single boss, it will only proc when the boss dies, right? So have no benefit there. So yeah. I'm very surprised that this is completely wrong. I guess you can give it like ups and downs. I'm gonna give it a thumbs down. Oh, you can actually, oh, okay. It's true, it's helpful. Okay, that has to give some feedback. Let's not do that right now. I'll do that afterwards. But yeah, that was actually kind of cool that we actually got this answer. So definitely don't ask it about which ones is the best for the class. So that was actually kind of fun to ask that one, but yeah, let's move on. Maybe it's a good idea to listen to my videos instead of asking GPT. Some of them you can actually. So far, it's pretty cool. I guess we can move on to the next question, the end game one. So let's hit that one up instead and just kind of have a little bit of a super laugh on this one. All right, so I combined two questions actually because I kind of want to know what it means about this, because one of the things I feel like Trove is missing the most is the end game. We do have to delve. I'm really hoping that this summer update is going to bring another in-game addition, right? So we don't have only the delves. I think that delves is amazing because it's never ending. You can, you know, push yourself too much as you want, but we need like a real in-game. I've talked about it in my ideas video. I want like raids where it's like like sort of like a weekly raid. I think weekly raid would be awesome. That you can gather your people. You do have to get to. I really want some like group system where you can invite people, like a raid UI. You can invite a bunch of people, but you cannot enter the stuff of the place without being part of something, and then have a looking for group and all that stuff. I think there's just it needs to have more MMO rating actually aspect where it's like you really have to get to. Also the social thing would be a super amazing stuff, and it also bring back streamers maybe that actually help people and stuff like that. But this is the question: what is the in game of Trove, and what do you do in the in game of Trove? So that's the two questions I combined. So let's see what it actually knows about all of this.
The end game of Trove revolves around challenging content, rare rewards, and community building. Here are some of the main elements of the end game. Ultra Shadow Tower. The Ultra Shadow Tower is the most challenging content in Trove, and it requires a high level of skill and coordination to complete. It offers some of the best rewards in the game, including powerful gear, rare mounts, and special crafting materials. Delve. Delve is another high level content that offers unique rewards, including rare crafting materials and gems. It requires players to navigate a series of procedurally generated caves and defeat challenging enemies. Mastery. Mastery is a long-term progression system that rewards players for completing a variety of in-game tasks, such as defeating enemies, crafting items, and completing dungeons. As you earn mastery points, you'll unlock new rewards and bonuses, including special mounts, wings, and allies. Building and club worlds. Trove's building system allows players to create and customize their own cornerstones and club worlds. In the endgame, many players focus on building impressive and creative structures and sharing them with the community. Social and community building. Trove is a social game, and many players in the endgame focus on building a strong community and making lasting friendships. Joining an active club, participating in events, and collaborating on building projects are all ways to connect with other players and enjoy the game's social elements. In short, the endgame of Trove is all about reaching your limits.
So I totally agree. Of course, it says Ultra Shadow Towers again. It does mention Delve, so Delve was a thing, but I guess you can again just combine these two and just remove the word Shadow Towers and just do the Delve holy thing. But then you of course talks about mastery. That's of course very cool. That is in sort of an in-game thing. At least pushing towards max one. There is people, that push mastery to the max of a free-to-play. That's also very challenging and very amazing. Then, of course, the building and the social. So that's very generic, something we actually talked about before. So I do still enjoy these. I do think that this is amazing. And I think it's great that they implement it or say it as that. But that sort of speaks in volumes, I would say, to Trove. What is missing right now really needs like that in-game that defines what the in-game really is. Like, because the Delve, again, it's fun. You can do it, also do it like, you don't have to be the higher level. You can do it whenever you want and you can work towards that. And it's part of like, building up your characters and stuff like that. And then I feel like an in-game rating thing, whatever, would be more for people that wants to challenge and give bosses that has multiple like phases, abilities, mechanics and stuff like that. Don't stand in the fire, for example, right? All sorts of stuff. We do have a little bit with Leviathans and stuff like that, but I just want repurpose the Shadow Towers. Is still there, make it something else. But yeah, that's really a testament to like what Trove really are missing. So as you can see, that's basically what it is. So I feel like it could have said it could have just said this one, right? But I feel like or maybe also the mastery. Maybe we'll do like this, right? But I feel like it put on these 4 and 5 just to make it better, just to make it look better than if it was just these two, right? But yeah, that is what Trove is missing. Trove has amazing systems, amazing gameplay, but what is missing is just the end game. It is the end game that is like to keep people going and challenge themselves. I know you can challenge yourself in the Delves, but it's really not the same. I feel like I'm just spitballing with the raid. I don't know what it is, but we do need that system. I don't have the idea at the moment, so maybe you guys have it. You can make up, but that's what I think Trove is missing very, very much. Shadow Towers was awesome, but we got the Delves instead, and the Delves is just another type of Shadow Towers, so there's really nothing new in that one. That's sort of just repurposing the Shadow Towers, but that's also what I suggested when I suggested doing the Delves. But yeah, the Delves is very much the only end game we got. So we need to do some more, but we do have one last question, and maybe I saved the best one for last, but let's move on to that one. All right, I just came up with another question as well. We'll take that one as well. Maybe that's even more juicy, but let's take the question that I got now. What do I spend my flux on in the Trove. So let's go ahead and ask this one as well. What do I spend
Flux is a
my
valuable
flux
currency in
on?
Trove that can be used to purchase a variety of items and materials in the game. Here are some of the most common ways to spend your flux in Trove. Upgrading gems. One of the best uses of flux is to upgrade your gems. Gems are an essential part of character progression in Trove, and upgrading them can significantly increase your stats and power level. Purchasing rare items. You can use flux to purchase rare mounts, allies, wings, and other items from other players in the in-game marketplace or through trading. Crafting. Flux can be used as a currency for crafting materials, which are used to create a variety of items in the game, including mounts, allies, and equipment. Building. Flux can be used to purchase blocks and other building materials in order to build and customize your cornerstone or club world. Reforging. Flux can be used to reforge gear, which can change the stats and bonuses of your equipment. This can be helpful if you are trying to optimize your character build for a specific playstyle. It's important to note that the best way to spend your flux will depend on your goals and priorities in the game. Make sure to prioritize your spending based on your current needs and long-term goals in Trove.
All right, so very much, I 100% agree on the upgrading your gems. I would not purchase rare items for my flux. I would buy cheap ones that give mastery, and then vary how much mastery it gives compared to what it's cost, because there is many items that are like compared to what mastery you gain out of it. It's just because it's such a rare item. But as you are, powering up yourself, both your whole account, but also your individual classes, just purchase there's some very cheap stuff that gives like a ton of mastery compared to what it costs. Like there's mounts that cost 100 flux that gives you like 50 mastery points. And then there's like, mounts, for example, like a Ganda, it's cost like 25 million. It is 250 mastery points you do get for it. Yeah, so it's not like only 50, but that's a lot of millions for every point. It's basically 1 million for every single master point you get. So yeah, or even less, more. I don't know, but maybe it's more, maybe it's less. I don't know. But the point is, just cheap stuff you should buy, and don't buy the rare stuff. It's not about buying the rare stuff, it's really just about buying the cheap stuff for the mastery, and then the building, and then the reforging. And sure, reforging is not that expensive, but it does help you optimize your character, so that's really too. But the best way to spend your flux is depending on your goals and like what priorities in the game. So again, yeah, that's a very fine answer, but it's also the flux goes for everything, so it's maybe a little bit of a less of a generic question. But I do have the last question. Let's move on to that one. I think that's even more juicy, that question. So it's coming up right here. All right, so I got the question, and I feel like it's pretty juicy. I kind of talked about it before, but let's put it in here. Is the video game, is Trove pay to win? So I would like to know what ChatGPT thinks about that, and I talked about it before, so you know my opinion about it. If you feel like it's pay to win, that's cool, that's awesome. I don't pay that much for Trove. I feel like Trove is different than, it's not, at least not predatory. Like it doesn't, like every time you kill a boss, like Diablo Immortal, for example, that's also a mobile game, but that's something different. But that's very predatory. Like every time you like defeat a boss, it pops up the shop. That doesn't do that in Trove. Like whenever you defeat Dordaemoon or a Del boss or something like that, hey, you can actually buy something now. It does, they do like promote it on their social medias and stuff like that, that there's like discounts and stuff like that. But I don't feel like it's predatory, and you can play the game without even purchasing anything, so you don't have to do that. You can still also do that in Diablo Immortal. That's a different, but it doesn't keep putting it in your face all the time. Of course, they do promote some stuff, through the welcome menu and stuff like that. But I don't feel like it's that predatory, and yeah, I don't feel like you don't have to pay anything to play Trove either. So let's hit the button and see if it actually thinks that.
And while players can spend real money to purchase items and services, it is not necessarily pay to win. Players who spend money may have an advantage in some areas of the game, such as purchasing rare mounts or fast tracking their progress. But it is still possible to progress and succeed in the game without spending any money. Many of the items and services that can be purchased with real money, such as costumes and mounts, are cosmetic and do not affect gameplay directly. Other items, such as experience boosters, may give players an advantage in leveling up their characters faster, but they do not guarantee success in high-level content. In addition, Trove has implemented systems to prevent pay-to-win elements in the game. For example, the Shadow Tower rewards are earned based on the amount of effort and skill players put into the content, rather than the amount of money they spend. Overall, while spending real money can give players some advantages in Trove, it is not necessarily pay to win. Success in the game is still largely determined by player skill.
Alright, that was actually a pretty cool answer. I feel like it is a free-to-play game, as we've talked about before, and people can spend, don't have to spend. That's really not necessarily, it's just not necessarily pay to win. Players taking advantage in some areas of the game. It's just in some areas again. or fast tracking their progress. That's of course Patreon. That's super amazing and getting you started, and you feel like you're going somewhere because you can feel like you can get a little stuck. I used Patreon for the first 3 months that I had the game, or I played the game again. You know, I took a break, came back, and when I really started playing again 6 years ago, soon to be 7 years, right? I did use Patreon for 3 months, and that, you know, gave me some of the advantages, so I actually could get started and actually get somewhere. It's also a lot easier to get somewhere today. There's a lot of systems that helps you, you know, get somewhere instead of you kind of get stuck somewhere bit out. But it's still possible to progress and succeed in the game without spending money. I think that's very amazingly said, because you can still progress. You cannot be max mastery. No, you cannot, of course, if that's what your definition is, that winning Trove is getting max mastery. I 100%, you know, that's your choice. I just don't want to have anybody gets discouraged to like, okay, hey, I'm not going to spend like $10,000 on this game. It's not, I don't think you can spend 10,000, but at least 1,000, right? Let's say $1,000. I don't want to spend $1,000 on Trove. Then don't do that. Then spend $1,000 on something else. You know, buy a house, whatever. Maybe not. You probably can't buy it for 1,000. But my point is, use it on whatever you want to. Just play Trove, and if you can't progress, don't like, you know, play some other game. You can move on to another game. Trove is amazing, but you shouldn't be forced to do anything at all. Many of the item services can purchase real money, costumes and stuff like that. Very amazing. In addition, implement a system to prevent pay-to-win elements in the game. And what does it mean by that? For example, rewards are based on amount of effort and skills and stuff like that. So there's some time-gated stuff, like for example, you know, not time-gated stuff, but no, untradeable things. That's more like it. There's also time-gated stuff that you can't fast track at all, which is amazing because, you know, you have to have some time. Some people hate that there's time-gated stuff. I think it's amazing because I don't want to be done with a game like in the first week. I want to be playing it for many, many years, as I have as well. But that's just my personal preference. But I also, you know, gems, you cannot purchase gems, like the lesser ones. You can buy some empowered ones and stuff like that in bundles and yeah, whatever. And overall, spending real money gives players some advantages. True. It's not necessary pay to win. Success in a game is largely demanded by players' skill. Sure, skill. I wouldn't say skill is, but more effort. I would say effort, dedication, rather than the money that is spent. That is very, very. Again, I would say this is super amazing. I would take out the skill, but these I guess 3 lines, I guess it is very, very saying about the pay-to-win aspects in Trove. That is at least how I feel as well. So yeah, ChatGPT, I feel like it nailed it, except for just like the Draculite thing. That was completely out of this world. I feel like that was yeah, a little sketchy. That's pretty funny as well. You know, that it couldn't do that as well. But before we leave, I did actually click this one here. I actually put up here a YouTube script on flux grinding for the video game called Trove. And then it makes all like a script for what, like, hey, this introduction, what is flux actually, and why is flux grind important, and then like how to grind flux exactly in farm dungeon, participant resources, selling unwanted items, and also join a flux farming group, for example. Conclusion. So I gotta say that just typing this in a script, a YouTube script actually would actually just be, I did do a number 1 as well, as you can see here. It kind of tells you what to go here and what to say and stuff like that, and it's like cut to footage of golden tickets, like super old stuff that's not even in the game. That was like support of a, you know, event and stuff like that. So the first answer was not really something, so I said regenerate response, and actually came up with this one, which I feel like is right on the money. So it can actually, you know, get yourself one of these. So maybe all my videos are gonna be from ChatGPT, but I can guarantee you it will not be, because I will still be doing my own ones as well. Because of course this is awesome and it tells you right to what it is, but it's also kind of robotic, so I would not put that stuff in there as well. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I actually had fun, you know, asking you these questions, and you know, maybe you had some fun getting yourself some good answers or from ChatGPT. I think actually it's very fun with all the AI stuff, until of course the you know, robot overlord takes over our minds and brains and all that stuff, and take over the world, and we will be their slaves in some way. Just say, you know, if they see this video, hey, I love the robots, hey, I will I'll be a slave. No, that's just a joke. But anyways, I hope you guys still enjoyed this one, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.